Hey guys, all right. Hey YouTubers, this is Daniel Faust, Learn and Live, second lesson of the week, going over and talking about health and family. What do you do when everything hits you and how do you thrive amidst of it? I retag the title every time I go over and do this. This is my third live, trying to keep it organic to you guys. Just an FYI, you YouTubers, I will be start multicasting not next week, but the following week. So we will go over and this will become, you'll have to ask your questions and I'll have to answer them back afterwards. But right now, today, you can go get your questions answered live as I'm going over and speaking on this. So I'm gonna do this 5 to 10 minutes because my battery's getting kind of low. All right. So have you ever gone over and had one of your physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual health pillars get hit and get hit hard, either as a kid or as an adult or as a parent, or maybe as a parent and see it within a child, or vice versa, that you're the child and you're seeing this on the parent side? It can wreck us, can it? And I think, and I'm teaching more to the parents than the kids in this regard, but I'm going to speak on some kid issues, that as parents, we need to be ready for this. So number one that I would say how to still stay thriving amidst of it is that we need to stop playing the naive card. We only have one life to live, and it's not a cliche and it's not a soap opera, and we don't know what we don't know what we don't know. I didn't know the past couple days that my wife was going to have heart issues and potentially have to go to the ER. I didn't know that 8 months ago I was going to go over and break my back. 10 months ago now, because it's August. Broken in November, December, yeah. So 10 months ago, I broke my back. I didn't know that my daughter at 3 was going to have her tonsils getting taken out, and that's a risky situation when you're 3 years old to go over and do that. You don't know. Like when I was a kid and got hit by 2 cars, I could have been dead. You don't know that, people can go into bouts of depression or emotionalism, or they don't know how to emotionally respond, or they have a spiritual rut. Those health things can happen on a regular basis, and we as parents, as much as we can, we need to become abreast and amidst of as much as possible and learn and go over and grow. Our lessons are not over and done learning because we got graduate high school or college or bachelor's degree or a master's degree or a doctorate degree. I'm going to show you an example, and this is not to brag or boast, but this is something that I do this regularly as a parent, but I do it more now because I'm serving you guys, is that I'm constantly going over and reading, learning, gleaning, growing from people, knowledge, and different things to go over and to best serve my family, but best to go over and to serve you guys too, to go over and do that. So what do I need to go over and learn about to go over and serve my family? My son's 11 years old in 5th grade. There's going to be a lot of transitions, a lot of work, a lot of process. Sex is going to become prevalent in the next couple years. I mean, those types of things. Drugs could be amidst. Luckily, we have a campus that's very, very tight on those types of things, but that can go and roll in. Teen pregnancies, all those types of things, or, depression or suicide or all those other types of issues, they're going to come up. And those things could take us out if we're not prepared as parents as much as we can. And I'm not telling you just read on the internet every day in fear. It says, my kid's legs could be taken out. You could be emotionally aloof. You could be mentally unstable and spiritually just a havoc. But we need to be prepared to understand the world and not be naive. I think a lot of us as parents just wait until the trials come and then we react to them instead of going over and responding to them, because we don't have those pillars set up in the first place. We don't take care of ourselves physically, we just go through the grind. We don't care of ourselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Or we take a specific pillar and we hyper-focus on it, and it becomes too much. Like, if I'm all focused on my physical and I don't take care of my mental, emotional, or spiritual, then how am I supposed to serve as a conduit, as a father, and as a mother if I'm not going over and taking care of myself because I'm taking out one of my own pillars? And again, we can still be taken out by going over and not by doing everything quote unquote right, but we need to be prepared and not be naive. That'd be number one. Number two is, if our kids or our spouse or someone else is going through those trials, is to be in it. not run away from it. We need to be in it and not run away from it. Depending on your personality style and depending on what your upbringing and everything else, you might be a runner in or runner towards. And for you runners towards, that's a great characteristic. But the people that run away from it, that's not always a good thing. So we need to go over and to be running into the situation or running parallel with the situation with our kids. If they're struggling with something mentally, emotionally, school-wise, and everything, we need to be engaged on a regular basis. Getting caught up in the tyranny of urgent doesn't go over and help. So the umbrella at Learn and Live that we go over and go is God, marriage, and then family, and then leadership is an outpouring. So if those umbrellas are collapsing in the sense of the family, yes, I gotta go work, yes, I gotta go work with the family and everything else, but if I can find ways in those seasons to go over and to be prepared, or maybe I go over and I have some extra vacation or savings money that, hey, if those situations come up, I can be there for them physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And for us at Learn and Live, we specifically follow that one parent goes over and stays at home to be that conduit. And for right now, it's my wife. Other seasons, it's been me. Other times, we've been vacillating back and forth, but we have someone consistently in the pike to go over and to serve our family in the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual peace. So we can be there in the midst of it. And sometimes you might not be equipped, but going over and being there, our family will be encouraged. And then our kids can then go over and serve that same capacity to us because they caught those values. And then also they could serve that to the kids that they're going over and loving with and show that example to other families, which is really great. Number 3, when things are thriving in most of those areas, we need to go over and enjoy those moments on a regular basis. Don't wait until the weekend. Don't go over and wait until a holiday or summer or whatever. Take a random vacation. You know you're authorized 10 days a year just to pull your kids out of school for whatever reason. You don't have to have a real logical reason. I mean, a kid can be sick up to 3 days before a note. Maybe every once in a while you need to go over and leverage and say, hey, vacations are expensive during the summer. Maybe we need to go build our physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental health in the sense of taking a vacation in October or going over on a marriage cruise in February. Marriage Summit at Seas, February 10th to 16th. Ha! Yep, I love it. Italian if I can. So go over and do that. Don't go over and just wait until the specific season. Oh, I'll make up time. You really can't. You really can't. Even with me gone for 2 months, I try to do as much as I can, you know, integrating memories, connecting and whatnot. But I can't go over and make that up. So whenever you get the chance to go over and to do that, impromptu or planned. And if you're not an impromptu person, then plan it on the calendar and just don't tell them. For them, they're going to think it's impromptu. But for you, it's planned. So it works out well. So that's number 3. Go over and build memories while those pillars are up. So you have that resiliency to go rely on. And then the number 4th one I would go over and say, and to finish this out, is that you go over and specifically is as your family members are going through that, you can go over and take those memories and take that resiliency and take that time and learn what we're learning and share that with your family so they can go over and grow and be encouraged. And remind them of the things that they go over and have and not the things that they're going over and lacking. If you've ever seen the videos of people losing limbs or getting sick and do whatever, what do they realize? They realize what God still has given them, which is much, not the things that God supposedly took away, which most people go over and believe. You know, I couldn't walk 10 months ago. I would have hated it. I love to run and everything else, but there was other opportunities I could still go over and connect and minister to people. Why do you are so happy and humorous? Because I still have so much, and I've been given so much, and even if everything gets taken away, I had that mindset of that thing. And it's not an easy mindset to have. You have to go encourage it beforehand and look at it from a holistic view. What have I been given physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, maybe even financially, and blessings in that regard? So when those trials hit, they could be short or long, you can still thrive because you built a successful resiliency mountain. And for us at Learn and Live, we believe to do that in God in Christ, so you can go over and still thrive and not just go over and survive. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys see this as a blessing and check you out tomorrow.